Okay, good evening and welcome to the Six Sports High School Awards. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. It's really an honor to be in this room with so many talented, inspirational, amazing athletes from around the entire region. So I'm really excited for the presentation tonight. I hope that you're excited also. I'd really like to thank a few people, and Ian and Haley and Tyler is our sports team, and they've put an amazing amount of work into this presentation. I know that you're really going to enjoy it, and I'm excited about the presentation. We also have a wonderful guest speaker that I know you'll enjoy. And I'd like to take just a minute to thank a few people that are the behind-the-scenes staff at the station. So one is Joe Sharkey, and he's sitting right in front of me, and he's our chief photographer. He's live streaming to thousands of people out there that are watching. So hello, everyone. And also, I would like to say a special thank you to, if you would please stand, and I know you're back there and you don't want to stand, but I would like to say a special thank you to Cindy Sullivan. She is our business administrator. She has done an enormous amount of work to put this together. Also, Jam Sardar, he's our news director, and he's been a great leader for the team, and he does an amazing job. So Debbie Henry is one of our sales managers, and she's done a lot of work on this as well. And Nikki Pride, Nikki, just at least wave. So Nikki's our manager of promotions, programming, and production. So she's done a lot on this as well. And then last but not least is Jen Alexander. And Jen is our director of sales, and she has lined up the sponsors for this that make it financially sustainable for us to continue to do this. So having said that, I would like to thank the sponsors. Johnson's Workbench is our title sponsor, and would like to take this second just to thank all of our sponsors tonight. I'm going to be the least exciting thing you see tonight, so I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to pass it over to Ian to get the show started.
All right, thank you, Marcy. It's great to see everyone. For those that don't know, I'm the sports director at Channel 6. This is our second year hosting this high school award show. We had it last year, and it went very well, so much so I felt there was a lot of pressure to make it even better this year. And so we're hoping that's the case. We have a great show planned, like Marcy mentioned. And to start things off, what's going to make this one, I think, better than last year is who our keynote speaker is today. I was thinking of who could be relatable to a lot of the athletes in this area, someone who went to a high school in this area, went on to have great success later on in life, post their high school career, and that would be Michigan State Athletic Director Alan Haller, who is a Lansing Sexton grad, played football and ran track at Sexton, then went on to Michigan State, played on the football team for 4 years, was also on the track team as well before getting drafted by the Steelers in the 1992 NFL draft, I believe that's correct. And since then, his playing days have come to an end. He has worked for 13 years in the police department, and then in 2010, he joined the MSU athletic department, and he took over as athletic director in 2021. So with that being said, bring up Alan Haller.
Go. I wasn't going to finish it, but thank you. Ian, appreciate that introduction. Marcy, thank you for having me. This is an incredible honor for me to be in front of you. Being a Lansing kid, J-Dubs, I know there's some J-Dubs in here. I grew up in Lansing, went to Luton Elementary School, Elmhurst Elementary School, then Dwight Rich, and then Lansing Sexton. And before I get started, for all the student athletes in here, I'd like for all the coaches and parents and administrators to stand up, and the student athletes give them a round of applause. Thank you. And I wanted to do that for a couple of reasons. Coaches and teachers were probably the biggest influence besides my parents in my life. And I go back, and I've told this story a few times. Imagine this, students. My junior year actually, in high school, we had a really good track team. And we were ranked very, very high in the state of Michigan. And at that time, the regionals, which, you have to go through regionals, those of you who are in track team, to get to the state finals. At that time, the regionals were on prom, the same night of prom. So the track and field team at Sexton at that time, we had to make a decision. Do we go to prom, or do we go to the regional meet and qualify for the states? And imagine that type of decision. Well, some of us, maybe me, but some of us wanted to go to prom. My head track coach, Paul Pozega, I'll never forget this. He sat us down on the track, and many of you know Coach Pozega. We called him Coach P. He sat us down on the track, and he came up and he said, "Men, I hear some of you want to go to this prom. Okay, I'm going to let you make the decision. But know this, if you go to the regional track meet, you could qualify and win a state title. Or you could go to some dance and forget about it in a couple of years." So we decided actually to go to the regional meet, missed prom, but we qualified all of our events to get to the state meet, and we won the state title the next weekend. And I tell that story because my coach, Coach P, let us make the decision. And so much about life is decision making. What you say yes to, what you say no to, really shapes your entire life. And it was a big part of my life. And I owe so much to the influences that I had in high school. And then I go back a little bit to elementary school and growing up as a kid. And as you all are sitting there, especially the young people, there's something that each of you, even though all of you are very, very successful right now, there's something, and it could be something you keep to yourself or something somebody knows, that you sometimes think about and say, if I didn't have this one thing, I would be so much better, or I wish I was like those people, right? And all the pressures you all are going through right now, social media and comparing yourselves to other things. Well, when I was a young boy and growing up as a kid here in the city, I had really severe asthma. I'll try to do this without getting emotional. But when I say severe asthma, there was I don't know if they still do it. It was called the Presidential Fitness Award. And some of the old people in here know what that is. So you was in elementary school, and there was a fitness test that you would do for, a couple of months, where you had to do push-ups and sit-ups and all these other things, and you got scored, and you continued to move on. Well, the last thing of this competition was a half-a-mile run. And every year in elementary school, I got to the half-mile run, and I couldn't finish it. And I never got the Presidential Fitness Award because of my asthma. Went through junior high, went through high school, asthma medicine started to get a little bit better, to the point where I was able to compete, but I was still getting shots in my arm every Friday or Thursday, allergy shots. My coach would keep my inhaler in his pocket. When I was playing football for Sexton, if I got a long touchdown run, I literally was done for like 2 series, 3 series. I had to sit out. And I say that because I would sit in my room at night sometimes and think, man, if I didn't have asthma, I would be able to do this, and I would be able to do that. And I looked at it as a barrier. But our barriers sometimes are the obstacles that move us forward. And I used it as every time I was able to breathe without fainting or passing out or without having to sit down, I was going to outwork anybody. And that's what I did. I used my asthma as the obstacle that moved me forward. And so as we moved through life, and I was fortunate to go to Michigan State, played football, ran track, and then I was a 1992 draft pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And people think, well, you played in the pros. That was a great, great opportunity. It was, but I was cut 8 times, released 8 times. And when my kids were little, we'd go on these trips, and I was always able to pack really quickly. And they always wanted to know, Dad, how can you pack so quickly? Well, I was cut 8 times. The coach call you in the office and say, hey, Alan, you're out of here. And you go back to your apartment, you pack, and you leave. But that was a great experience, being able to do that. And then also, then moving on to the police work and then athletics and now the athletic director. And so people tell me all the time, I talk to kids all the time, I talk to students at Michigan State all the time, I talk to our student athletes all the time, and everybody wants to know, Alan, how did you become an athletic director from being a police officer? We don't have long enough tonight to go into that in detail, but really, the truth to that is, I didn't look at 10 years from now, I wanted to do this. Or even 5 years from now, I wanted to do this. What I looked at is, do the best job you're doing right now. Be the best son, be the best neighbor, be the best student, be the best worker. And people will notice. People will notice. The way I'd leaped from being in law enforcement to athletics is I worked on a couple of committees. As a police officer, the university president saw me around the university, and I was recommended to go into athletics. And that's just simply because I was doing my job, trying to be the best that I could do at what I was doing. So as you're moving through life, students, have long-range goals. 20 years, I want to do this. I actually wanted to be a pilot. How did that work out? But I think I'm okay with what I'm doing now. My message to you tonight is take care of today, be present where your feet are, do the best job right now, be the best whatever it is in that moment. We all have something. We all have something in our life that we say, if I didn't have this, I could be this. I thought I could go to the Olympics if I didn't have asthma. But at the end of the day, things worked out. So use your barrier, your obstacle, as the thing that pushes you forward. And I didn't just do this for props, okay, as I close. I didn't just do this for props. This is really how I live my life still. If I can get to it. I still carry my inhaler with me, okay? And it's not an excuse for me not to be able to do things. This is my motivation to keep moving forward, to use my obstacle to tell me that I can't do it. I can do it, okay? Enjoy tonight. Congratulations. Thank you for this opportunity, and I love the Lansing community. It's where I grew up. It's where I've developed, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Alan. That was an awesome speech, I think, right there. That blew up my expectations away, so thank you very much for that. Before we get going with the awards presentation, which I'm sure Alan would have been up for probably every single one of these when he was in high school, how it's going to work is we're going to start with a category. First one is going to be Moment of the Year. We're going to play a video of all our nominees, and when the video is over, we'll then announce who the winner is. That person will then come up, or team, whatever it may be, and they'll accept their award. And if they would like, they can get interviewed by Haley Schoengart or Tyler Driesinga, our two wonderful sports reporters here today. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. If you do not win, though, after the event, there will be certificates for every single nominee to take home with them as well. So we have that as well for you. So, and yes, the winners need to stop back there. Don't listen to me, listen to Cindy. All right, so we will get going with Moment of the Year.
Charlotte coach Tom Fleming has announced this will be his last year, so the Orioles would love to win him another district title. Cutler Brandt was doing all he could to make that happen. It's Brandt burying the corner three off the baseline out of bounds. Orioles were up 7 going into the 4th. Brandt would not be denied tonight. He glides to the rim for an and one of his own to put Charlotte back in front. Brandt finished with 35 points as the Orioles pull away to win their 2nd straight district title.
He was not going to lose his last game on this court. It just wasn't going to happen, and I could just see that in his eye this whole week. So he's a special kid.
East Lansing was at home looking for its first regional title since 2007.
Ooh. Then for the play of the night, EL got the ball back, faced 3rd and 7 from its own 12. Fletcher throws a dime to Andrew Waters. The quarterback turned wide receiver turns on the Jets for his first touchdown of the season. East Lansing wins big, 42-20.
That's a memory that will never be forgotten. And the circumstances involved, it's pretty cool.
We had 3 area teams punch their ticket to Ford Field on Sunday. First up, it was the reigning D7 state champs Jackson Lumen Christi. Cadale Williams gets great blocking and breaks free for a 45-yard touchdown.
The man who really got the Titans going is junior running back Cadale Williams, and once he got rolling, he never really stopped. He racked up 3 touchdowns and 276 rushing yards, the 5th most in state championship game history.
I kind of wanted to get 300, but I'm very proud of myself for going out there and doing that.
Hazlitt was taking on 18-4 Chelsea in the Division II district semifinals over at Fowlerville. So while the Vikings were facing a tough task, we would go to overtime. With under 10 seconds to play in OT, Jalen Trotter gives the Vikings the lead. Chelsea had a chance to tie it at the buzzer and win it, but Hazlitt goes on to win a thriller, 69-68 in overtime.
Everything we practiced for, and me being a senior, all 4 years, this is what we've worked for all this time.
Last season, the Holt girls basketball team captured its first regional title since 1975. Then, the Rams had their all-time leading scorer and rebounder, Janae Tyler, graduate. Holt also entered this season with a new head coach. Now, despite all that change, the Rams had a chance last night to win back-to-back regional titles. Claire Tobias left open and beats the buzzer, which created a wave of momentum. Holt wins 50-39 to claim its 2nd straight regional title.
I just told the girls, just stay humble, keep grinding, and keep working. I said, when it's our time, we'll make people recognize who we are.
All right, and the winner is Cadale Williams from Jackson Lumen Christi.
All right. Congratulations, Cadale. Yes, sir. So your athletes talk all the time about being in the zone. Not too often that I've seen it with my own eyes where I watched you that day and I was like, man, nobody is stopping that kid today. So what was kind of your mindset going into that game, and how did you kind of gain confidence with each carry?
I kind of, knowing I had to step up and not wanting my seniors to go out off that L, knowing that was their last game. I kind of knew I had to step up there and, take it home.
Yeah, and this was you guys' 2nd straight state championship in football. What did you learn about what it takes to defend a title this year that you can use as you head into your senior year and look to three-peat this fall?
Stay humble, and never give up, because it was a time we were going neck to neck, score for score, and it was a close game that whole game. So never give up.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Cadale. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
You'll have to get 300 next year, though. All right. So next one is our Lifetime Achievement Award, which honors a lot of the coaches in the area who reached a major milestone. Some have recently retired from coaching, so this is a way of honoring some of them. Longtime Portland St. Patrick girls basketball coach Al Schraben announcing his retirement from coaching. Schraben started as the Shamrocks football coach and has been the girls basketball coach over the last 40 years. He retires with 6 state titles and the 3rd most wins for a high school girls basketball coach in Michigan history. Schraben graduated from Portland St. Patrick in 1972.
I spent an awful lot of time in the school, and it's certainly a special place to me, and I'll continue to be a Shamrock.
What a career it has been for Tom Fleming. He has coached for 26 years, 4 of those being here at Charlotte. He even helped the Orioles to their very first CAAC White title in 31 years last season. And tonight is his final regular season home game. Joining me now is the one and only Tom Fleming. As you think back at your time on the sidelines, what has it meant to you to be able to coach here?
Oh, they've treated me great here, and it fulfilled a need.
What are you going to do with all this extra free time now?
Well, I was thinking about doing what you do.
You're coming for my job?
Well, no, not necessarily, but I would like to stay in the game somehow, some way.
Well, the final week of the regular season was a good one for the Mason wrestling team. Head coach Brian Martell earned his 600th career win in the Bulldogs' dual meet win over Holt and Lansing Catholic on Wednesday. Brian Martell is AJ's father and has been the head coach of the Bulldogs since 2004. And he told us today, getting his 600th coaching win is a reflection of the entire program more than himself.
I'm a small part of it. Our youth program, our middle school program, our coaching staff, the kids that have come before, all of our parents, like, they make it easy for me to do my job.
Olivet baseball coach Bill Whiteley reached 700 career victories after the Eagles took down Ionia 3-1. Whiteley has spent 32 years coaching high school baseball, with the last 8 coming at Olivet.
Every game that you win just validates everything that we're doing. I think that we play with a chip on our shoulder. We play hard. I think we play baseball the right way.
The Titans took down Menominee 34-30 in the Division VII state title game on Sunday. It was the Titans' 11th state championship under Herb Brogan and 13th in program history, which ties a record for most football state titles in the state of Michigan.
Herb Brogan says that number shows commitment to excellence across decades.
It speaks to a long tradition of hard work, and knowing John Harrington like I do, to be mentioned in the same breath as John is certainly something to be proud of.
All right, and our winner is Al Schraben from Portland St. Patrick.
Well, you heard it right there. You are 3rd all-time in wins in the MHSAA. Have you been able to reflect on the legacy you're leaving at Portland St. Patrick?
Probably not that smart. It's just been a great time, and worked with great people, and dealing with so many people in this room that are just quality people, and just working with student athletes. It's a great time.
You originally wanted to be a football coach. You ended up being a girls basketball coach. Thinking back at your career, how well did that work out for you, and what moment stands out the most?
It's probably one of my smarter decisions, but I enjoyed football, but we just didn't have a person to take over the girls program, so that's kind of how it fell in my lap. And in the first game, girl comes to the bench crying, and I'm just trying to settle her down a little bit, and I'm thinking, what am I getting into? So, but it worked out well.
Yeah, I would say so. What are you doing with all your free time now? I know you said last time I talked to you, you wanted to do some fishing. How's that going?
I went fishing today, so.
Catch anything good?
You know.
Thank you so much, Al. Congratulations on quite a legacy.
All right, next up is our Play of the Year award.
Lansing Christian girls team was on the road against Potterville. The Vikings were up by 2 with just 5 seconds to go, but the Pilgrims' Sophie Hazelton pulls up from way behind the arc and drills it at the buzzer, a game winner as time expires.
In overtime, Walled Lake would settle for another field goal, so all Mason would need is a touchdown to win it, and guess who they're dialing up?
Who?
Caleb Parrish, even with a club on his hand, comes up when his team needs him the most.
Speechless when a kid with that kind of an injury can make a catch over and over like that. And the catch he made at the end was incredible.
Perhaps saving the best for last, Pewamo Westphalia hosted undefeated North Muskegon.
I kind of just shot it and I was shocked to win it.
With less than 2 seconds on the clock, Cash Pull is cash money. He beats the buzzer to win it for Pewamo Westphalia. The Pirates advance to the regional title game with a 43-40 win in overtime, leaving Pull at a loss for words.
I kind of just shot it and I was shocked to win it, to be honest. I'm just shocked right now. It's our 3rd year in a row in a regional. We've won on the buzzer beater. We had the conversation in the coach's office yesterday. When's that luck going to run out? Thankfully, it wasn't tonight.
The Bulldogs were playing in the Division II state semifinals last night, and there was plenty of drama in this one. We would head to extra time, and 2 minutes into the first period, Rex Heppy volleys a ball to himself into the top right corner. An unbelievable goal to put the Bulldogs back in front. All the J-Dubs needed was a win over Lakewood to claim at least a share of the CAAC White title. If you think the J-Dubs are hyped here, wait until you see the play of the night. Hurley Young is going to break out a windmill dunk to make every single J-Dub in the gym lose their mind. Sexton wins big, 74-30. Funny thing with that dunk, too, with Hurley, he had a dunk before that I missed on camera, so I was a little upset with myself, but then luckily he pulled that one off, so that was pretty impressive. So our winner for Play of the Year is Caleb Parrish of Mason.
All right, congratulations, Caleb. Watching your team play this year, you guys played with such supreme confidence really all year long. So in that game, was there any moment before that final play where you guys thought, I don't know if we're going to pull this one out?
No, I believed in it. You know, we're a strong team. We had guys. But, I mean, it did get a little bit bad at one point. But, you know, Cole had the kick return. And after that, you know, I knew we were going to win.
You make the catch, you get up, it's all joy, and of course you're showing off that cast to anybody who will look at it. What were the biggest challenges of playing some of the biggest games of the year with that club on your hand?
Probably just at first, it was like more in my head that, because at first like 3 practices, I think I didn't touch the ball once. I was just scared to catch it. And then once I got over that, it was pretty easy after that.
And you're off to Ferris State, right? What will you take from your time at Mason to use to kind of help you adjust to life in college football?
Just be ready to switch positions, I guess. I played a lot, so just use that. If I had to switch to DN or tight end, I'll, you know, be willing to do that.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
All right, next up is Inspiration of the Year. In this award, we picked nominees based on if they were overcoming an injury or just some kind of impact within the community that we felt was deserving of this award.
until about 10 minutes into her very first AAU basketball game of the season.
Just stepped, leg hyperextended, and heard a little pop, and I was like, oh, something's wrong here.
After undergoing an MRI, Maddie's mom delivered the news she had torn her ACL.
It was a rough day. It was one of the days, probably one of the worst days of my life.
The heartbreak soon turned to motivation, though.
For me, I wanted to come back even stronger. I wanted to be even better than I was before I was injured.
6 months to the day, Maddie was officially back playing sports, and every time she suits up for a game, match, or even practice, she does so with a new sense of gratitude.
I believe really strongly about never taking anything for granted, especially when you go through an injury.
For senior Ty Randall, those sounds are sweeter this spring. Because after undergoing Tommy John surgery last summer, he wasn't sure when he'd be hearing them again.
We've really worked hard at it. I've gotten the 13 to 14th month recovery down to 10 months.
The doctors told Randall his UCL had detached from the elbow. It wasn't fully torn, but the injury would still require Tommy John. The news of the surgery was crushing to Randall and his entire family. There was uncertainty about if he'd be able to play again in high school and what this meant for his dreams of playing in college. But feelings of sadness gave way to gratitude as they watched Ty mature through 10 months of rehab.
He just became a different kid. Honestly, he grew into a man.
And those college dreams Randall had, they're coming true after all. He recently signed to play baseball at Grand Valley State.
Daryl Badgley, the father of Mason senior Derek Badgley, was diagnosed with stage 3 melanoma skin cancer last spring. It's why Mason coach Gary Houghton instituted a new mantra for the season: no one fights alone, we are in this together.
The idea actually came up and I presented it to Derek's mom first. And so she kind of brought the family together and told them what we were interested in doing, and they loved it. They loved the idea, including Daryl.
The Mason football team would be wearing 2 decals on their helmets, one being Daryl's initials, DB, and the other a black ribbon, which represents awareness for all types of skin cancer.
And I just think that doing something like this is a great way to share awareness out to everyone else too, that, you know, skin cancer is very serious.
Former Ithaca quarterback Brady Hesbrook died on Friday at the age of 20.
I miss him every day. And I wish more than anything that he was here to enjoy it in person with us.
My uncle and my family, and with the help of a lot of family friends, were establishing the B4 Foundation, which is going to be able to help people who need it.
Lansing Catholic welcomed in Lake Odessa, Lakewood, and the Cougars were bringing awareness to suicide prevention and the B4 Foundation, which was created to honor Ithaca's Brady Hesbrook.
We're going to use all these funds to create a scholarship in honor of Brady. Our purpose now is to make sure that no other communities are going to experience what we're currently experiencing.
Now, before Dylan was taking down his biggest rival, he has had some adversity to overcome. On top of a sternum injury this season, he has torn his ACL twice since he was in the 8th grade.
As soon as I did it, I knew I did it again because of the feeling. So then I was like, dang, I can't play in the States, but I have a whole 6 months to get back and play for my junior season, so that was my whole focus.
April showers, as in the injuries, have brought May flowers in the fall.
For some reason, I always battle some type of injury at some point, and it's just hard, but ACL's a big one. Second time doing it, really rough on mental health, but I figured it out and worked really hard to get back.
I think he's finally starting to realize how good he is and how he can literally change the game with his legs as well as his arm.
All right, and our winner is the Hesbrook family from Ithaca.
Well, first off, congratulations. What has it been like to be able to see the community really rally around you guys during such a tough time, and just the impact you guys have been able to have with the B4 Foundation?
We live in a special community, and the city of Ithaca is a special place, and they've been very supportive of our family, and as have all the communities surrounding, to be honest with you, and we're thankful for that.
You guys have spoken to almost 20 schools, over 6,000 students about your message. What's the most important message of what you're going to say to them each and every time?
I think what Alan said up here, everybody's going through something right now, and you know, you've probably heard this before. Some of the young people in the room maybe haven't, but it's okay to not be okay. I think we've all heard that before, but you have to speak up and tell somebody. And I think that's one of the messages that the B4 Foundation is pushing is we have to get people talking. And what happened with our son, we were completely blindsided.
When did you know you guys needed to use Brady's story as a way to make a change, not only here in the Mid-Michigan area, but also the state and nationally as well?
Well, we started the foundation shortly after he passed, and we decided that we were going to go and talk to teams, and I spoke in August to the Alma College football team. And when I spoke with the Alma College football team in August, say there's 180 players in the room, 40 or 50 of them came down and gave me a hug, and 4 of them stopped me and said, "I need help right now." And that's when I knew that this is bigger than just the Hesbrook family, and it's an issue in our society for whatever reason. And I knew right then that we have to try and help others, because we think that that's what our son Brady would want.
There are some coaches, athletic directors, people like that in the audience. If they wanted to have you guys come out, speak, how can they get in contact with you guys and best set that up?
Well, one of the biggest ones is Mark Ewell, sitting right back here over my shoulder with the MHSA. The B4 Foundation is partnering with the MHSA in hopes that we can get into every school in the state of Michigan in the fall. And so I'm not exactly what that's going to look like yet, but if you need me to come before that, I'll do that. I've been making several trips during the summer already, and just look me up on the b4foundation.org or on our Facebook page.
Thank you guys so much for all that you do, and congratulations.
Our next award is going to be Team of the Year.
Ovid Elsie was back in the state semifinals for the first time since 2008.
Ovid Elsie outscores Lansing Catholic 22-0 in the second half to win the district title 42-13. It's the first district title since 2009 for the Marauder program.
We were young and made some young mistakes, but we've grown up, and the boys are playing great right now.
With 2 weeks left in the regular season, the Marauders were sitting at 3-4. Head coach Travis Long says that at the time, the goal was to just finish the season with a winning record and get to the playoffs.
I haven't seen a group this confident before, and you know, they believe in themselves, they believe in each other.
Well, you'd be pressed to find another team who had a better week than the Grand Ledge Palm team. Not only did the Comets have their best season since the program began back in the 1980s, but they capped it off by taking home a Class A Division II state championship for the first time in school history.
I got to about 5th place, and you know, you can feel everyone getting really excited, and you can feel the energy of the girls next to you. And she called 2nd place as another team, and we just exploded.
I think the biggest legacy that I think we pride ourselves in the most is that our team is really loving and supportive of each other, and that's honestly what it takes to win a state championship.
It's just been a really special season. The community seems to be really excited about it, and the kids are excited.
So yeah, there's a reason they're the #1 team in Division III heading into playoffs.
Mason hands DeWitt its first home loss since 2019 with a 42-23 victory.
After Detroit King ended Mason's season twice, the Bulldogs proved the 3rd time's the charm.
King needs a touchdown, and Nick Wells seals the deal with the INT. Mason wins 26-20 the final and are headed to Ford Field for the first time ever.
And the undefeated Wolfpack were quick to get on the board. Bottom of the first, Skylar Stiff hits an RBI double to left field.
We are ranked #1 right now, but we're a target out there. But seeing that we can come compete against the best in the Lansing area, it's great.
Top-ranked Langsburg, who got catches like this from sophomore Elena Asher to retire the side.
They're such an easy, fantastic group to coach, so I'm pretty lucky.
The Eagles would seal the game at the free throw line. They win 64-58 to secure their 6th straight district title. And this one was extra special for an Eagles team that had to replace all 5 starters from a year ago.
As Fowler wins it 51-32, punching its ticket to the Breslin Center yet again.
Fowler girls basketball is making its 5th straight state semifinal appearance.
As I told the underclassmen, hopefully they learn from this and are that much more driven to get back here next year.
Our winner is Mason football.
Crowd in here, fellas. You Bulldogs were pretty fun to watch each and every Friday night. What was it that made you guys so good?
I think we just had a lot of experience together. A lot of us had been on the varsity team for 3-4 years. So then to have all that experience going into our last year together, I think just was the advantage we had over every other team.
Derek, how do you hope this team is remembered?
Just that we gave it our all, and we are just a really good group of guys that are really good friends.
You guys really had some fun out there. I mean, truly, how fun was it to be able to play with some of your childhood friends?
Just the atmosphere at practice and in games was like no other. These guys have been with us the whole way and can't express how fun it was throughout the year.
You guys had some big games, big catches, big wins, speed round. What was everyone's favorite memory from playing Mason football?
Caleb's catching the ball late game, win that regional game.
I'd say beating King.
Speed round, Tyler.
Speed round. I'm not a speed. I already talked, bro. The whole season is just great.
Ooh, probably when Coach Houghton fell over the bags.
Probably going back to sophomore year when we beat Brother Rice.
I'd say walking out of the tunnel and seeing 8,000 people in the stands at Ford Field.
Scoring a touchdown in the state championship game.
Yeah, walking out at Ford Field tunnel.
Walking out of Ford Field.
Going to Ford Field.
I'd say beat DeWitt twice.
The support we had for the state finals.
Thank you guys so much. Great couple of years. You guys were such a joy to watch. Congratulations.
All right, next up is going to be Coach of the Year. Pretty obvious what you have to do to get on this one.
Lansing Sexton High School this afternoon to see the J-Dubs name Delion Deering their next boys varsity basketball coach. Sexton wins big 74-30, and under the direction of first-year coach Delion Deering, the J-Dubs were thrilled to win their first conference title in 12 years.
He taught us so much as not young men, but men. So I feel like since he came in our group, we had a big success with him.
We're just so proud of our guys and that we get to represent our school.
Mason advances to Saturday's state title game in dramatic fashion, 3-2. So it has been really cool for Mason alum and head coach Jacob Derby to see all of this success in Mason athletics.
Mason takes a lot of pride in our accomplishments.
People see that we graduated all 5 starters and things like that, that they expect we're going to do. This is kind of a rebuilding transition year.
Nate George and Fowler, who were on the road, and the Eagles were rolling right from the jump. The Eagles would seal the game, their 6th straight district title, and this one was a little extra special for an Eagles team who had to replace all 5 starters from a year ago.
Fowler wins 51-32. Punchy gets ticket to the Breslin Center yet again.
The fact that we were able to get here again, I'm just really proud of them and happy for them.
This season has been one for the history books for Gary Houghton and his Bulldogs.
Our mantra has been nameless, faceless opponent. We are just focusing on ourselves each week.
Mason wins 26-20 the final and are headed to Ford Field for the first time ever.
This community has been waiting for a team to go to the finals for so long, and to be able to give that to them is an amazing feeling.
Head coach Josh Tropay says Friday night's win was all about proving they were the tougher team. The Jackson Lumen Christi boys basketball team took down Riverview Gabriel Richard, who was ranked #1 in Division III. Lumen Christi wins 53-47 to take home the regional championship.
Coming from a team who won 3 games to now coming to a team who just won a regional final at our house.
To see the program turn around, this has become now the expectation. And you know, maybe we won't just be a football school moving forward.
All right, and our winner is Josh Tropay from Jackson Lumen Christi. He is not here today, but Timmy Crowley and Kadale Williams, who were on the basketball team, will be accepting on his behalf.
Else can. All right, so yeah, 2 years ago, Jackson Lumen Christi finished 3-18. Then you guys, Josh Tropay takes over. You guys win a regional championship this year. What is it about Coach Tropay that allowed you guys to turn around as quickly as you have the last couple of years?
Just the culture he brought in. He was at Milan, won a state championship there, and then he was at Chelsea, at Spring Arbor, and they just he won there. So bringing winning culture to Lumen, just for basketball, was pretty special.
Yeah, I could say the same thing, you know, Timmy said, and, you know, he's straightforward and, you know, just a great coach all around.
And what's the biggest thing that Coach Tropay taught each of you this past winter?
More of just like becoming a team. We had some ups and downs and just staying together and grinding through it.
Forget the past years we had and focus on this one.
And you heard Coach Tropay mention, you know, maybe we won't just be a football school anymore. We got the quarterback, we got the running back. You both played basketball. Anytime I talked to Coach Tropay, he would say, we don't have basketball players. We have football players who happen to play basketball. How is Coach Tropay able to kind of utilize what you guys do well to get the most out of you?
Yeah, I think we had like about 10 football players on the team, so just we were physical with a lot of teams, and they didn't really like that. But, I mean, we brought football to basketball, and we win in football, win in basketball.
Yeah, same thing Timmy said, physical team. So he'll take the most physical guys and tell them to, you know, attack and play hard.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Next up is going to be our record-breaking performance category.
being the leading scorer here at Laingsburg, that means everything to me.
Career scoring record's important because it shows his body of work throughout his 3 years on varsity.
Xander Woodruff set a new school record by scoring 54 points in the victory. And it wasn't the only scoring record Woodruff set this past week. Behind the back, step back three. It's nothing but net. He broke the Laingsburg career scoring record as Laingsburg improves to 18-0.
That record means a lot. Growing up, I've always dreamed of breaking that record.
And leading the way for the Wolfpack is Ashley Bila. Last Monday, the Central Michigan softball signee etched her name in the MHSAA and National Federation of State High School Associations history books. Bila crossed home plate for the 280th time to claim the all-time record for most runs scored in a high school career.
I didn't even think about that once. I was looking at school records and really the team just making it apart.
She makes our offense go, and I'm happy for her. She gets on base. It's crazy. I mean, the amount of runs that she's scored is unbelievable.
Hazlitt senior Nakaya Makri, who's committed to play football at Bowling Green and is our Six Sports Player of the Week after what he did this past Friday. Makri had 331 rushing yards in 4 touchdowns and Hazlitt's 30-22 district title win over third-ranked Chelsea. It's a single-game school record for rushing yards in a game.
You can wear down throughout the game, and he just kind of was, keep putting me out there, coach. I'm ready to go.
I just knew I had to step up and just had to get it done.
This past Saturday, Olivet senior wrestler Tyler Schofield broke the school record for career victories with his 166th win. And to make the moment even more memorable, the record-breaking win came in the individual regional championship match. Schofield set his sights on the school record as a freshman and hopes his work ethic inspires the younger wrestlers at Olivet.
Hopefully a hard-working legacy. Everybody that, when our name comes up, they think about hard-working and hopefully winning.
The goals did not stop there, largely thanks to this guy. 51st minute, Owen Resch weaves through traffic with ease and nets this beauty to complete the hat trick on the evening. And if you thought his night couldn't get any better, think again. A few minutes later, he would convert this PK and break the school record for 50 goals in a season.
I mean, it felt really good, the individual performance, but the team performance is the most important one.
He's just a gamer. He loves the game, and he likes to ball out, and he was on today.
All right, and our winner is Xander Woodruff of Laingsburg.
Well, Xander, when you became the all-time leading scorer, you dropped 43 points in that game. Looking back, how do you describe it?
It was definitely a good time. I knew coming into that game that I was going to be playing good. So, just tried to carry that in, and it was definitely a fun time.
Now, the person that held that record before you is currently Laingsburg's principal. Did he say anything to you after you broke that record?
Oh, yeah. We definitely, we talked about it, but, it was all just cool, just joking about it.
Looking back, what was so special about your time at Laingsburg?
Really just everything. I had a really good time, being on the team for 3 years. I definitely got to meet a lot of people and, I love my coaches and everything. So, yeah, really just the people was really special to me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Xander, and congratulations on an amazing career.
Thank you.
All right, next up is going to be female MVP.
Central Michigan signee Ashley Bila goes to left field and scores Harper Strauss. Now the Wolfpack, we're looking to take the lead in the bottom of the 5th, and to no surprise, Central Michigan signee Ashley Bila delivers a clutch hit. She doubles to the left center gap.
is unbelievable. You know, we're not even, a third of the way through this season, and she's already broke the state record for career runs scored. You know, you can't fudge that. I mean, you either score or you don't.
Senior Tessa Rowe became the first girl in Lansing Catholic history to win a state championship with 2 different teams. Tessa Rowe connects on the triple to grow the lead. Less than 5 seconds in the third quarter, Rowe beats the buzzer. The crowd goes wild as Lansing Catholic goes on to win. And Taylor Smith, who will be playing volleyball at Eastern Michigan. In November, Smith became the school's first ever winner of Michigan's Miss Volleyball Award, and her hard work is a great example of the drive athletes at PW have.
I don't know how to put words to it because it just meant so much, especially being from a small school because it's out of all divisions. So it just means a lot to be able to prove it not for myself and not just my team, but even for my whole community in general.
Katie Spicer once in on the fun. She buries it to make it 20-2. For good measure, Spicer knocks in another one in the final minute of the opening frame.
I mean, this was just all Fowler from start to finish. Katie Spicer, good from long distance.
Every bit of success that she receives, she deserves because of the time she put in this summer.
In Fowler's huge 72-38 victory over Gobles in the regional title, the junior chipped in 14 points. She then led the way in last night's quarterfinal win over Mendon with 17 points.
Malia Thalen drives to the rim, hits the spin cycle. Thalen knew what she had to do. The senior gets the bucket and the foul, part of her 18-point night. Later in the quarter, Raiders turn defense to offense. Malia Thalen forces the turnover. Thalen is going to bury another 3 to help seal the deal as she finished with a game-high 27 points. And our winner for female MVP is Taylor Smith of Pewamo, Westphalia.
All right, so Taylor, you became the first player in the Lansing area's history to win the Miss Volleyball Award. What emotions did you experience when you first found out that you had won?
I think in the beginning it was a lot of shock. I definitely didn't think I was going to win it, and then it just turned kind of really emotional for me because I was really excited for me and my teammates and just everyone around me really.
You led Pewamo, Westphalia to a state title as a junior, another regional championship this fall. What impact do you hope that you've left with the Pirate program?
I hope it's just believe in yourself, honestly. I think that's what we did. We went into my junior season with a lot of confidence, saying, we're going to win, we can do this. So really just, if you put your mind to it, then you can do it.
And you're heading to Eastern Michigan, right? What was it about their program that sold you on it?
We actually got a new coach last year, and he said he wants to bring in people that want to make a change and want to help rebuild the program. So I was really all in on that, and, I mean, the team is just really good.
Awesome. Congratulations on a great career.
Thank you.
All right, as for our last award of the night, it is the Male MVP Award. Caleb Bonnemer is back for his senior season at Okemos.
When you have the spotlight on you every single time you step on the field, whether it's at practice or a game and the scouts following you, it's a lot for anybody to handle, and he's handled it like a professional.
Bonnemer earned validation again. He's the top player in the entire state. For the second straight year, Bonnemer has been named the Gatorade Michigan Baseball Player of the Year. Caleb Bonnemer was projected to be an early round pick in this year's MLB draft.
Timmy Crowley rolling out, looking deep.
Lumen Christi marches down the field, and Timmy Crowley caps it off with an 11-yard TD pass to Gabe King with 4 minutes to play.
Down the stretch, Timmy Crowley would hit back-to-back threes for the Titans as Jackson Lumen Christi wins a nail-biter.
I do not know how to put this on. Don't we want to be 3 or no? That actually worked. Case, I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you.
He is the unofficial leader of this team.
A.J. Martell gets the second period takedown.
Senior running back A.J. Martell, your homecoming king.
Martell finishes his Bulldog career as the all-time leading rusher in Mason football history.
And they made the mistake of punting to A.J. Martell. Martell became that dude tonight. The senior takes it 92 yards to the house.
I've been coaching wrestling since 1997, and I have not had a kid work in the season or out of the season harder than Tyler has done.
At the state wrestling meet, Olivet's Tyler Schofield became the school's first individual state wrestling champion in 25 years as he won the 165-pound title.
When our name comes up, they think about hardworking and hopefully winning and just things like that. And yeah, just leaving a good legacy for everybody to look up to and a goal to push towards.
Schofield went a perfect 57-0 this season and captured 170 career victories. The Trojans now have KJ Torbert on the squad this year. The sophomore played at Okemos last year and is the son of former Spartan Kelvin Torbert.
Less than 20 seconds to go. Check out the steal that turns into the monster slam.
The Trojans collected back-to-back regional titles thanks to Torbert scoring a team-high 31 points.
All right, and our winner is A.J. Martell of Mason.
AJ was also valedictorian. I'll just throw that in there as well. You had an incredible career. What has your time at Mason meant to you, if you can put that into words?
It's tough. It's meant everything to me to be able to reach out into many different areas of the school, 5 sports, and then with academics as well, just to get involved with everything and just kind of leave my name imprinted in all of Mason history.
When you have time to reflect back on your career that you have had, what will you remember most?
Probably just my senior year, going out and adding the 5th sport, doing as much as I could in that last year just to get the full experience out of high school.
How did you have time to study, sleep, eat, function?
You kind of have to start blending them together a little bit, maybe skipping one or the other, but my coach was really flexible, my teammates were great, and I was just able to make it work.
Through all of the highs and the lows of your career, if you could give freshman AJ some advice, what would it be?
Maybe add another sport earlier. I don't know. I kind of wish I would have branched out and done more. I mean, it's kind of hard to say, but it was really rewarding to put all that time and effort into it and get a lot out of it. So I wish I maybe would have started a little earlier.
After graduation, AJ and his bestie Tyler went skydiving, but they did so with their grandmas. They jumped out of the airplanes. So I think everyone in the room wants to know how you were able to convince your grandmas to jump out of the plane.
Well, Tyler's grandma's already been before with his sister, and it's been on my grandma's bucket list for a while, so, we kind of lied to them. I told my grandma that Tyler's grandma had said yes, and he told his that mine had said yes. I'm like, well, they both said yes. And they hadn't really, but it kind of worked out, and I'm glad we got to do that together.
Thank you so much, AJ. You have been a pleasure to cover.
well, that is the wrap of our high school sports award show. I just want to say thank you to everyone for coming out tonight. I wish we had trophies for every single one of you. Honestly, we do have certificates, like I mentioned, for those that did not win, but it's truly been an honor to see you all, to cover you all. Whether it's interviewing you at a game or a practice, it's been great to share your stories. I think I speak on behalf of Haley and Tyler as well. You know, we get a lot of joy out of covering the high school scene. You know, we get to cover the Lions and, you know, Michigan State football, basketball, but the high school scene is our bread and butter, and that's what we get joy out of, I think, the most, just because we know the impact it has on the community, and we hope that was something we were able to do here tonight. So thank you all for coming. Hope you enjoyed, and maybe we'll see you next year if you're still in high school.